Hey y'all, this is Helen Honey. We'll be talking about how you don't need the approval from others, that your existence is your approval. What do I mean? I mean that you being here today, your breath, your spirit, and your soul is approval enough. Too many times in life, we look for others to approve of us, but we don't approve of ourselves. We look for outside validation. From a young age, we get it from our parents. We feel that we have to set ourselves to a certain standard because our parent want us to, or in school we feel we have to meet certain grades to make our teacher happy, or we feel that we have to be perfect 24/7. And life is not about being perfect. That's one thing. Life is not about being perfect because everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has to learn and everyone has to overcome. And I think sometimes we forget that from a young age it was programmed into us to want the approval from others. We was told this is the rule book, and if you don't go by this one particular rule book, then this is going to happen to you. And you have to do all these rules to feel like you're worthy, to feel like you're accepted, to feel like you're loved. And I thought that love was supposed to be unconditional. I thought that love was supposed to be forever, not conditioned, not under these conditions. I'm going to love you. If you follow by my rules, then I'm going to love you. If you do what I say, then I'm going to love you. If you do what I say, I'm going to approve of you. That's not how it goes. As long as I approve of me, that's all that matters. And I mean approving me as in on a soul level, not just my looks, not just my achievements, but actually approving myself on a soul level, who I am on the inside, and everything else follows. Once you start working on the inside, you approve of yourself from the inside, everything else starts to reflect on the outside. So, what do I mean? Once you start working on your self worth, your self love, and healing yourself, that's where the approval comes from. But the thing is, we have to get back to that because from being a baby, we are pure innocence and we love ourselves. We're not taught to dislike ourselves until we grow up. We're not taught to judge ourselves until we grow up, because from a young age we're told, do everything I say or I'm going to judge you. Do everything I say or I'm going to I'm going to criticize you. And we start to judge ourselves. We start criticizing ourselves. We start feeling like we gotta fit into this box. We start feeling like if I don't act a certain way, if I don't talk a certain way, if I don't look a certain way, that I will not get the approvals of others. And I had to realize that the way I feel about myself have nothing to do with other people. The way I feel about myself have everything to do with how I feel internally, what I think of myself, how I feel when I look myself in the mirror. So we have to know that us outside validation is just a plus, but we don't need that. We don't need that to thrive. We don't need that to feel good about ourselves. You looking for people to approve you externally, as in your looks or your achievements, but I'm saying if as long as you approve of yourself internally on a deeper level, as in you're happy with the person that you see in the mirror and not just on looks, but you feel good on the inside, because our looks are the plus. Our looks is the cherry on top, but how you feel on the inside is totally different. How you feel on the inside is the most important, because you can look good all you want, but if you don't feel good on the inside, it doesn't matter. You can look good all you want, but if you do not feel good on the inside, it doesn't matter. We talk about wealth. We talk about all the desires we want. But you can have all this wealth and all your desires, but you're sad, but you're depressed, but you're mad, but you have resentment. So what's the point of having all these material things, but you're really not happy on the inside? Sometimes we have to take a step back and say, are all these material things suppressing something? Is the car suppressing something? Is that relationship suppressing something? Is the way you eat suppressing something? Is some smoking habits? You gotta smoke 8 times a day. Is that suppressing something? You gotta drink every weekend. Is that suppressing something? So we can have all these materialistic things and all the friends and all the family and all of that, but if we're not happy on the inside, if we don't approve of ourselves, nothing else matters. If we're not happy, nothing else matters. Our happiness comes first. And I had to realize that I don't need outside validation to make me feel good. At one point, I thought I needed that. At one point, I seeked attention. But once I realized the only way I'm seeking attention is if I'm not happy on the inside or I don't approve of myself. I need someone else outside of me to tell me I look good, to give me a like, to compliment me, to say, oh, you doing a good job, to say that I'm proud of you, to say that congratulations. Baby, I don't need none of that because I can give that to myself. What other people do, what other people say for me or to me is just a plus. And I'm grateful and I thank you. But if you don't feel that way about yourself, it doesn't matter what other people tell you because you're going to think that they're just talking. So we have to realize that the approval of others do not matter. You have to be your cheerleader first. You have to be your number one fan. You gotta be that only person in the stands when nobody else is in the stands. You have to promote yourself. To promote yourself, you have to do these things to build you. It's about taking everything that we've went through in life and everything we have experienced in life and elevating and moving forward and pushing forward. That's what it's about. It's about us knowing that we can reach all our desires and goals. We can be happy. That we don't have to struggle 24/7. That we don't gotta be in survival mode 24/7. Do you approve of you? Or are you looking for others to make you feel good? Because if you can't make yourself feel good, you don't even know yourself. If you don't know what makes you feel good, and I'm not talking about being on your phone, I'm not talking about watching Netflix 24/7, but what makes you feel good on a soul level. I know what makes me feel good, being outside, birds. It's certain birds that I feel I have a certain connection with, and I will talk to the birds. When I see certain birds, I smile. I turn to the little me inside. I get happy because I remember as being a child, me always being outside, playing with the dirt, playing with the grass, being in trees. I was my freest outside. What else make me happy? Skating. I'm about to get back to skating. To be truly happy on the inside. What else make me happy? Singing. I've been singing since a child, told that I couldn't sing by everyone in my household, but everyone else outside of my household was telling me I had a gift. So I suppressed myself. So I had to get back to what really makes me happy on the inside and not rely on outside things, not rely on TV, not rely on alcohol, not rely on foods, none of it, because it's a distraction from yourself. It's a distraction from what's really going on the inside. And we wonder why all these things happening. They're happening because you're not happy on the inside. They're happening because you're not in alignment with yourself, and it's reflecting on the inside. If you have chaos on the outside, it's because it's chaos on the inside. And I'm talking about who you are today, not who you were when you was a child. I'm talking about today because we're taking accountability about who you are. We could tell the story about what happened, or we could tell the story about what happened and also show the growth and elevation and the healing that came from the story. So it's up to you to decide. It's up to you to figure out, who am I going to be? So the approval of ourselves is first important. That's all that really matters. The person that you're with, if you're with someone, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, them being there, it's just a plus to add to your happiness that you already have on the inside, to add to your approval that you already have on the inside. Everything else is just a plus to what you already have. They can never really truly give you anything that you don't have already on the inside. So if you're seeking something, you have to seek it within yourself first. Then think about how it can be gravitated to you. But you have to be that first example. You want other people to approve of you, but you don't approve of yourself. You want other people to love you, but you don't love yourself. You want other people to accept you, but you haven't accepted yourself. So we got to do something different. We got to shift something. We got to change something. Because within this life comes growth. And if you're not growing, you're not living life right. So I hope that y'all got something from this video today. If I have anything that y'all wanted me to talk about, please comment below. Please don't be scared to comment. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the likes. Until next time, Healing Honey. Peace.